everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tiffany's Tips. I have a precious jewel, a teacher, a queen, and a sweet spirit in the building. I have Shirley, who has joined us today. Thank you for being a beautiful woman of essence and grace. Thank you for being on Tiffany's Tips.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are welcomed. Now, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do for a living?
Oh, my name is Shirley. As we know, I am a preschool teacher. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I actually stopped counting once I hit 20. And I'm actually teaching in the Englewood district, and I've been doing pre-K. I also, when there's an opportunity that presents itself within the district, sometimes I'll do summer school, and I have taught older children as well.
Shirley, I first want to thank you for your service, especially to our children, because it takes the entire village to raise our children in times like these. Now, Shirley, as a pre-K teacher, what advice can you give to parents who would want to support their children's cognitive and social development at home?
That's actually a really good question. It's a question that is asked by parents a lot, especially during this month. September is approaching and it's back to school season. Mm-hmm. Cognitively, if we look at cognitively, it has to do with the mind. Mm. So I would say that allow your child opportunities to use their mind, such as doing puzzles, allowing them to actually learn how to button a shirt, fasten things, putting things together. And social development is more like interactions. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that we provide different opportunities so that they can interact with their peers and also adults, and also listen. So that way you can foster positive interaction and show them appropriate ways to interact.
And I've witnessed you around children, and you are such a positive and encouraging person. So now, how can parents support their children's social skills?
Social skills, I would also say, allow them to have opportunities to engage with their peers. You want to have play dates. Take them to the library where they have different social gatherings and social opportunities, and listen when your child, again, is interacting with others. Sometimes they will say something, and I always find it as a teachable moment where you can actually correct how they are saying something or guide them, and give them different strategies. So that's a way to support social development.
Thank you. These tips are teaching me even how to deal with the younger generation. How can parents support their child emotional well-being, especially if they're struggling from separation anxiety or social interactions?
That's a big one. Social anxiety, especially for the age group that I teach. A lot of the children, it's their first time that they're actually leaving their home, their parents, and it's really hard. So for me, I would say preparation is key. Prepare them months in advance. Oh, you're going to school. Soon you're going to school, and take them on that journey with you to buy a backpack, buy things that they may need for school. So that way you're actually helping them buy into it. And then once they get there, they'll still have social anxiety, but then you help them along that.
These tips are incredibly phenomenal. What should parents do if their child comes home crying every day?
I will investigate. Be a private investigator. Find out, run through their schedule. Get a copy of their schedule, run through their schedule. So how was breakfast today with your friends? Or how was it on the playground? And listen again, and you'll be able to find out if there was actually a conflict that happened. And just a conflict, or maybe the child had to be disciplined or spoken to by an adult. Sometimes children are not used to that, and they don't want to have anything to do with it again. They start crying. They don't want to come back to school, but that's the opportunity that you take to teach them. And then if it continues, I would also reach out to the teacher. Find out, say, lately my child has, been crying before they come to school or when they get home. Do you notice any changes, or what's happening in the classroom? I get that every year. And I always tell parents to investigate.
I don't even have this question on my question, but it just popped in my spirit. Mm-hmm. How can parents support you as a teacher?
I would say be present. Be present. It's once you have your child enrolled in school, it's a partnership. You have to work together. communicate with the teacher, communicate with your child, and it's like a triangle, it's a circle. A triangle actually, and once everyone is collaborating and interacting together, it develops into something wonderful, and it can be controlled, and any problem or anything that occur or arises, you're able to get to it really quickly because that communication and interaction.
That sounds, I'm hoping that your parents do that and they support you this school year. How can parents stay involved in their child's early education with a busy schedule? Do you have any tips for the parents?
I would say I would still go back to being present. I know that we get busy. I'm not a parent yet. I've been, surrogate, but it's your duty to be present, because the child really didn't ask to be here. So we have a duty and a right to make sure that we do right by the child. So being present is important by interacting with the child, interacting with the teacher, participating in events. And sometimes you may not be able to physically go there, but maybe you can find out how you can support maybe once a month, but just being present and letting your child know, because children are able to pick up and they receive when you're not present. And then sometimes those behaviors trickle in, but once they know that you're not present, then we get that. But once you're present and they see that you're constantly in communication with the teacher, you won't have to worry too much.
Now, being a teacher, what do you find most rewarding? And what challenges do you face, and how do you turn them into triumphs?
Well, the most rewarding part for me is being able to have a complex, I would say, situation, or sometimes when teachers and adults cast away a child and they bring them into my classroom, and I'm able to make that difference. And I see it every day. And it's a journey, it's a process, but you have to be willing to put in that time. And it has to come from the heart.
What challenges do you face, and how do you turn them into triumphs?
Well, the challenges that I face, I would say, it's when the problem or the thing is beyond me. When there's a third party involved, sometimes it's hard to manage a situation. I do go above and beyond sometimes. And if I have to send out emails, talk to mom or dad that's not really present, I do it. It's a lot, it's challenging, but those are the challenges that I try to turn around. And even if I get like a father that's not in the child's life, communicate and probably come to one meeting. Yes. For me, that's a success. That child will have a smile on their face just to see that their father is present.
Wow. These are amazing tips. Now, I want some more tips from you. What tips do you have for someone considering a career in child education?
I would say go into it for the right reasons. I find that a lot of people do it because they have summers off and, the pay is good, but have a passion. Want to do it because you want to make a difference in the lives of children.
Not just for the paycheck. Now, you have a business called Rosement.
Yes.
Would you please tell us about your business and what services that you offer?
Rosement, it's a tutoring service that I have from pre-K to third grade. I offer services and supports and also elementary reading. And I also do consultation, home organization. Sorry, I forgot the home organization. Oh, time management.
I use you can keep your card with you if you like.
And time management, and sometimes life skills. So I've had clients in different areas, and not only children, I also have had adult clients as well that were able to benefit from my company.
And speaking of your company, how can they get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me through my email at grow@rosement.org or grow.rosement@gmail.com.
I want to thank you for being on Tiffany's Tips. This has been an amazing interview. You've given so many tips to our next generation. And I want to thank you again for your service, and just know that you were just a diamond to me. You're just so special. So please support her business, our Shirley's business. And thank you again for being on Tiffany's Tips.
Thank you for having me.
Tiffany's Tips here. I am here to encourage you. So I got diagnosed with dyslexia and auditory processing disorder just 5 years ago. I went back to school and now I am a straight A student. So if you're having difficulty or uniqueness as an adult, please, there are so many ways to get tested so that you could get the assistance and help that you need so you could be successful in school just like me. I just want to encourage you on today. Remember, stay encouraged, live on purpose, and it's never too late to go after your dream. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed.